I come to Senator Biodun Olujimi. You know there are 24 members of the Ekiti State House of Assembly. And I know what we went through in Ekiti East 1 state constituency. The main election, a runoff election, unfortunately the member died. We mobilized for a by-election. But as we are aware, the by-election was disrupted by sheer act of violence. You know, voters were killed on the queue on election day. A police officer was killed at a polling unit on election day. We simply suspended the election indefinitely because this INEC will never reward bad behavior. Will never tolerate a situation where citizens are killed on account of elections. So the election remains suspended indefinitely. By indefinitely, I mean indefinitely, until the conditions are right for the by-election. I know that some people have approached us from the community saying that, oh, they are guaranteeing peace now. There will be a good behavior. We should go and conduct elections. But we are still looking at that possibility. The problem now is with Ekiti, governorship election coming up in June, Ekiti East 1 state constituency may be a dress rehearsal for the Ekiti governorship election. So we may end up conducting the election in that constituency 5 times because it may be disrupted. Now, the thinking of the commission at present is that since the Ekiti governorship election is holding in June, we should just wait and combine the state constituency and the governorship election in June instead of going twice. This will also be more cost-effective because the same ad hoc staff we are going to use for the governorship election will cover for that constituency if we do the state election. All we need are 2 ballot boxes and 2 ballot papers. The security arrangement will be the same. Every other arrangement will be the same. Logistics arrangement will be the same. So it's going to be much cheaper. But you raised an issue about funding. And I have been looking for the opportunity, distinguished chairman, to say this. We are conducting elections endlessly. And the nation is spending and spending and spending on elections. It's not only peculiar to Nigeria. As I said, I returned from Ghana yesterday because we had a meeting of all the chairmen of electoral commissions in our sub-region, and we are worried about the cost of election. The truth is that we can't spend all our money conducting elections. What resources will there be left for those who are elected to serve the needs of the people? So we need to look at this very carefully. It's not only in Ekiti. Right now, we are faced with a similar challenge. By a court order, a member of the House of Representatives was declared winner of the Cross River North senatorial by-election. He has crossed over to the Senate. That has created vacancy in Ogojayala federal constituency in Cross River State. So we have to mobilize now to go and conduct a by-election in that federal constituency. Our hope is that it should not happen like it did in some other senatorial districts, where a vacancy occurred in the Senate. A member of the House of Representatives won the election, moves to the Senate. He created a vacancy in the House of Representatives. A member of the State Assembly moves to the House of Representatives. And then we have to go and conduct another by-election in the state constituency. So one election leads to 3 elections. But these are matters that I believe the National Assembly can help us. Is there anything that we can do by way of constitutional amendment to say that if a member is elected to a particular assembly, he's tied to that assembly for the duration of the tenure, rather than people moving from one place to another? The other thing is entirely act of God. There is nothing that we can do about it. As I said in my opening statement, we have 8 by-elections pending. Ondo North, Ondo South federal constituency by-election in Ondo State. Jos North Basa federal constituency of Plateau State. Ogojayala federal constituency of Cross River State. Then in the same Cross River, we have a by-election to conduct in Akpabio state constituency. The lady representing the constituency unfortunately passed on. Then we have another by-election in Zamfara State, Shinkafi state constituency. And then in the last 17 days, a by-election occurred in Pangshin South state constituency of Plateau State. And only Wednesday last week, just 5 days ago, a vacancy occurred in Giwa West State constituency of Kaduna State. And the law says that once a vacancy is declared by the presiding officer, we are duty-bound to conduct the election within 30 days. It's just a huge challenge. But we'll continue to do what the law says we should do until such a time when the law is amended for us to do something else. But thank you very much for the comments, distinguished.
Thank you very much. We have